Stop before you buy a brand new planner. Let me show you the fastest way to make an outdated one feel completely new. This is Penny Planning Hacks, Day 4. Before we jump in, quick recap. In days 1 through 3, we talked about why we're doing this, loving planners but not the price tag, how to find outdated planners for cheap, and the small list of tools you actually need to get started. If you want more detail on any of that, definitely go back and watch days 1, 2, and 3. But if you've got an old planner and a few basic supplies, you're ready, because today we finally start transforming the planner. We're starting with the easiest, lowest stress part, the covers and inside pages, because this is where you get the biggest visual payoff with the least amount of effort. If you've ever opened an old planner and felt discouraged before you even started, this step changes everything. Let's start with the outer cover. The obvious solution here is to just cover it with stickers, but I don't want this series to be only about using stickers. Full disclosure, I design and print stickers, so that's probably what I'll end up doing with my cover in the end. I'll slap a bunch of cute ones on there, add something that says the year, and call it good. But the whole point of this series is to give you lots of ways to do this, depending on your budget, your style, and what you already have on hand. So let's experiment with some options that don't rely on stickers. First, let's try covering up the text on the cover with correction tape. I love correction tape and how easy it is to use. I have to mention that it did take a few swipes as I went along. You might want to practice it first before you commit to going in with this on your cover. I also felt that a few layers looked best for really getting good coverage since the text on this Hobonichi is embossed. After I covered up the text, I went in with a simple brush pen to write a new date. I did this in a really simple way, but once you have the date covered, you could do something really pretty. Acrylic markers would be fun to use here, or a bunch of different colored pens. A nice thing about correction tape is that you can scrape it off really quick, especially on a surface like this one. It was easy to remove, and that's what I did so we can test something else. Next, let's try just using some washi tape. I know it's kind of like a sticker, but I wanted to show this option because extra washi might be something you already have on hand. Depending on the color of your washi, you might need more than one piece to really make the date disappear. I think this next one is pretty fun. Why not use some paint chips in a pretty color? This was a little sheet of pretend paint chips that came in a scrapbooking kit, but you could grab any color you like and use it to cover the date. If you want to cover it like I do here, cut it to 2 inches wide by 0.75 inches tall. Another fun way would be to use some scrappy stuff and make a little decorative element. I used my 1-inch square hole punch that I use for junk journaling to cut out the butterfly. I like how this one turned out. Add the date here, or not, your choice. This last experiment is a bit of a fail. I wanted to see if it would work to cover it using acrylic markers. I tried white first, then a darker pink color. My verdict on this method is that it could work, but you would need lots of layers of marker. And if you're going to go through all that trouble, you might as well just use correction liquid or correction tape. Now, before we go, let's flip to the inside cover. Same idea, same freedom. You can cover the date and rewrite the year, or just decorate the page with your name, a favorite sticker, or a little quote. Or just ignore this page, if you don't care. Do whatever feels best and makes you feel good about using the planner. So, there are a few ideas for what to do with your cover page when using an outdated planner with the year stamped on the front. And I want to say this clearly. You are not doing this wrong if you don't redate every single thing. Covering is redating. Decorating is redating. If you don't care what the cover says, skip it and move on. Making it usable again is the goal, whatever that looks like to you. Your task for today is simple. Decide how you want to update your cover page. Then drop your idea in the comments. It might spark an idea for someone else who's redating their planner too. Save this video so you can come back when you're decorating, and follow for day 5. Next up, we're tackling the yearly calendar pages with all those tiny monthly calendars. I'll show you how to redate them and how to repurpose them if you don't want dates at all. See you next time.